Hi, how you all doing? It's not dark, I promise. Uh, what is it? The kids say dark 30? No, it's not dark. In fact, it is like quarter to 5 p.m. It's like 10 times brighter than this at 8 p.m. There is a storm brewing. I'm sure you can hear the thunder. And the it's starting to rain lightly, a little bit of a drizzle. I don't know if you can really see it. It gets moved past me somewhat. There was a bit of a yellow tinge to the sky, which is generally a sign of tornadoes. Um, but no, it's not dark. It's just dark right now because a storm is blotting out the daylight. And I wanted to sit out here with it on the porch, have my evening cup of joe. I'm waiting on my ex-wife to bring Joey back. Not sure exactly when that's going to happen. I don't know if I said today is Sunday, June 29th. I'm sure all of y'all know what day it is. It's just a standard part of my opener. Seems wrong to do a video without saying it. I managed to accomplish today what I set out to do for today. I got the grass cut from the road to the house, which is a bit of a monumentous task. It took pretty much a good half the day, maybe a little bit more, to do on that little bitty riding mower. And I took the truck out to the road with the weed eater, and I got the ditches weed eated. Absolutely no chance of walking out there with a weed eater and then doing it and walking back. That would not have happened. Something just fell and bonked something out there in my yard. I'm not sure what it was. Pine branch falling on something. That's the worst thing about having a lot of pine trees is they not only do they self-prune every once in a while, they cut circulation off to a branch and the branch dies and then it falls on its own. But it happens to a greater extent with any rain or wind. It's a never-ending cycle to have to patrol the property, picking up branches, especially before I cut the grass. Or as I am now, I come upon them when I'm cutting the grass, and I go around them. Or if I've got, a portion that's already cut, I just get off the mower and throw them off to the side. Or I go around them and cut some, and then come back to it and throw them off to the side, and then cut where they were laying. Here she comes. Here she comes. That's how we like it. Good old gully washer. Had one yesterday too. I was gonna cut the grass yesterday, but it started doing this earlier in the day, and I was like, nah, I'll just wait till today. And I'm glad I got out here and got it done. It's not done. I've got a lot of weed eating to do up front, and then I've got the other half of the property to try to get done. And that's going to be the harder part because there's more yard to cut and more obstacles to go around. Pardon me. And the grass back there hasn't been cut since ever. My friend Scott, I just asked him to do around the house, inside the fence, and out by the road, and that's what he was doing. You know, I didn't have time to get out here and do the whole thing. So I got a lot of grass back there in the back, the back portion of the property that is over a year old and growing now anew, thanks to these glorious thunderstorms. But as far as lawnmower work, it's done from the road to my house and inside the back fence. I want to do more weed eating, but doing the ditches took it out of me. Getting on and off the mower to move branches and shit took it out of me, pardon my French. I've got trees to weed eat around. I've got all my big azalea bushes down the length of the driveway to weed eat underneath them and along the edge of the driveway. I can trim up the driveway with the mower in some places, but in other places I can't go along the edge of the driveway because it's broken up in a lot of places. And that's a broken blade waiting to happen, maybe a broken spindle, whichever one gives first. So I got a lot of weed eating to do out there. Did the ditches. Took a couple of tumbles, which is par for the course for me, running the weed eater out in the ditches. They're not terribly deep, but down towards the channel they're somewhat steep and kind of narrow. Hard to get down in, hard to walk in. And I can catch myself with the weed eater sometimes, but then there's times where no, it's just it don't work, and I go over. Don't get hurt, you know. I bruise a little bit more nowadays than I did in years past, but falling is something I've always been good at. I know how to do it, learned how to do it. Growing up with my dad, learning martial arts, first thing you learn how to do is fall, because you know you're inevitably going to get knocked down. So no injury, just you know, a little bit of bruising to my pride, maybe. I'm falling on my ass out there at the road. And there's nothing to climb up, so it's difficult to get up, you know, but I'm down in the ditch, so I can kind of support myself on the slopes of the ditch, and then I can pick the weed eater up, stand it up, and kind of use it to help me stand up. Not that bad. And it's a little Cobalt 24 volt max weed eater. really powerful for a battery weed eater. And it's not even their biggest one. And the ones they've got now, I think, are even stronger. Because I bought this weed eater like 5 years ago. More than that. Only 2 strings, but it gets the job done, and it lasts a good long while. And it's every bit as strong as a standard gas trimmer. I've got a big old 4-cycle gas weed eater out here. You know, it's like a 4-cycle engine, good sized engine, and it's made to use different attachments. So it's string trimmer, edger, pruning saw, you know, shit like that. But I haven't used it in so long. I haven't used it especially since I've been home. Carburetor probably needs to be completely rebuilt. I'm sure the gaskets are all dried out. I don't use it though because it's cumbersome and it's heavy. My little Cobalt one works just fine for everything that I need to do. Really, the only thing I was using the 4-cycle one for before was edger and pruning saw, but I haven't bothered with it in so long. I'm sure it needs work before I mess with it again. But like I said, it's too cumbersome and too heavy for me to mess with right now. It would definitely drag me to the ground trying to get out there and wield it. And that rain looks good, don't it? I love this weather. Maybe I'm weird. I know a lot of people don't. Most people don't. I actually love driving in this weather. I probably won't love it as much getting back on the road because it seems like in the year that I was off the road, people's stupidity behind the wheel has been dialed up to 11. But I especially like driving a thunderstorm along the beach, going north of Jacksonville or especially south of Daytona on A1A, the coast road. And that's my favorite drive in the world, is that coastal drive between St. Augustine and Daytona. I've driven in the Smokies with my ex-wife, and that was beautiful, gorgeous, but for me it's that 35, 40 mile trip between St. Augustine Beach and Ormond Beach, Daytona Beach. I love it. And I love making that drive in the thunderstorm. I also always used to love sitting down in a restaurant that's got, you know, big windows, good windows, with a good window seat, and, you know, enjoy a good meal that I didn't have to work for, beyond, you know, giving away money that I had to work for. And you know, and sit there and eat at a restaurant during a good strong thunderstorm. Loved it. Nothing about a thunderstorm I don't like. I even used to not mind at all getting caught out in it. I would actually love to go out here and play in this rain like a 10-year-old, but I'm still not supposed to soak my stump because there is still technically an opening. And also, I would get my clothes would get waterlogged, and I would end up getting dragged to the ground. But I will spend hours sitting out here watching it. Love to sleep to it too. I actually sleep the best. All the problems I have sleeping, I get my best sleep when there's a good strong thunderstorm at night and the rain's pounding down on my metal roof. That is a guaranteed lullaby for old-fashioned Joe. Yeah, I love it. Tomorrow, I will officially have made my 40-second trip around the sun. I feel about like it's my 142nd trip. But yeah. Talking about it with Joey last week, well, a couple of days ago. Told him, I says, you know what happens next week, don't you? It's your birthday? I said, yep. I said, you know how old I'm going to be? I'll be 42. And he goes, wow, you're old. And I was like, yeah, I guess so. Not as old as some, but a lot older than you, huh? A lot older than me, Daddy. My kid is a trip, I tell you. Don't have nothing going on. Don't have nothing planned. I never do. I am not, nor have I ever been one to put much importance towards my birthday. To me, it's just another day. Another day, another year older. You know, another year gone. There was more significance to it when I thought that when I thought I was with somebody that it was important to. You know, it felt good feeling that it was important. It turned out not to be, but felt good at the time. But I still, you know, I never want presents or anything like that. I want time, you know. Just want time with me and my loved ones. My folks will be out here for a little while tomorrow. I'm still going to go see the oncologist tomorrow. Basically, just so I can tell him, look, I can't afford to lay out $300+ for a single scan. It's not going to happen. So, is there something else we can do, or do I need to just get in a holding pattern until I could make something happen? My folks are going to come hang out. Joey will be here. The one thing I used to tell my ex-wife, you know, you don't have to get me nothing The one thing I do want is I want a cheesecake for my birthday, because cheesecake for me is right up there with coffee. You know, it's a divine gift. And she and I started going to Cheesecake Factory many years ago. I never went until her. And we went there for a special occasion one time and thought it was really good. I think it's really weird. I see like all these younger women nowadays talking about Cheesecake Factory. Like, you better not take me to Cheesecake Factory on a date. Acting like it's friggin' McDonald's. Shit, Cheesecake Factory still fancy as hell to me. But they had a red velvet cheesecake. And my local Barnes & Noble here in St. Augustine, we don't have a Cheesecake Factory here. The closest one's up in South Jacksonville. But my local Barnes & Noble here in St. Augustine sold, I think, 3 or 4 of their different cheesecakes. And one of them was the red velvet cake cheesecake, which was that stuff was every bit as good as crack as far as I'm concerned. I've never tried crack, but I would honestly say that cheesecake was better. So I said, if you're going to do something for me on my birthday, spend time with me and give me that damn cheesecake. That's what she would do. She would go give me that cheesecake every year for my birthday. No cheesecake tomorrow, but I got a can of cornbread in the fridge. It's put out by Grand's, you know, same outfit that does the biscuits and the cinnamon rolls you get at the grocery store. It's a can of 6 corn muffins, and you know, you just pop the can open and throw them on a baking sheet and bake them for 10-12 minutes, and it's actually pretty good cornbread. So I'll crack that open in the morning and make myself some cornbread, and stick a birthday candle in one of those corn muffins. Give me something to blow my candle out on. That'll work just fine as far as I'm concerned. Do want to try to get my birthday wish. Lord knows I got a lot of shit I could wish for. A lot of people wish for fame or riches whenever they make a wish. Shit don't ever come true, but well, maybe sometimes it does, but honestly, the only thing I would wish for is to just feel good again. I don't remember what it's like to feel good. I know what it's like to feel as good as I've felt in years, but the best that I've felt in years, it's not comparable to the way I used to feel when I really felt good, you know? It's like a far off memory of a dream I used to have in another life is what it seems like. I do not remember what it feels like just to feel good. And I would like to just feel good. But yeah. That's what I got done today is what I got going on tomorrow. Spend time with Joey and the folks. Go tell the oncologist him and his outfit are too rich for my blood, and I guess I'm just going to have to keep watching the wheels go around and hope one of them don't fall off, eh? Ode to John Lennon. I love that song. I really love to watch them roll. I might jump on here tomorrow night. I might not. I don't know. We'll see. Hope you all had a good weekend, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Y'all be good.